Hey, this is Matt Groening with a bunch of animators talking to you about the secrets of the Simpsons animation.
I'm Lance Wilder, background design supervisor for The Simpsons.
I'm Lance Kramer, character layout artist.
I'm Paul Wee, character layout artist.
Mike Anderson, assistant director.
Bob Anderson, director.
Wes Archer, human animator.
And David Silverman, supervising director.
Now, Wes, what you were saying, you're not a computer?
I am not a computer.
And he's tired of people mistaking him for...
Everyone still
That's usually the first
comes out to
question
me.
I'm asked.
Usually they say, now most of this animation stuff is done by computers now, right? And I say, but they don't listen.
Those darn fools won't listen. So it's not done by computers. Tell all your friends.
It's painstakingly done by hand.
We
on
actually
paper,
draw.
Old-fashioned.
with not enough time.
It is confusing to people now because everybody is told that it's done by computer. So even computer animation is hand-drawn at the beginning.
Absolutely. So I think we should talk about the fact that when we were making at least 100th episode, I think something happened to the ground. It was called an earthquake.
Oh yeah.
Bob?
Oh yeah. That was. Yeah, we were at the. We were supposed to ship this show that weekend, and Monday actually, and we had the earthquake on Sunday morning. Or actually, was it Monday morning? Yeah.
It was
whatever
Monday
day
morning.
It was.
It was January 17th, 1994, 4:30 in the morning.
There you go.
I had just gone to bed at 4.
I went to bed at 3:30. 3:30. I had an hour's nap and woke up to come to work. Prior to that, I had a video camera set up and I was time-lapse filming myself working on this show.
Really?
That's wacky.
Yeah.
Did the tripod fall over?
Well, it did actually, and that's what shut the camera off. Because when I went to take my nap for the hour, I left the camera on, and I left all the lights in my room on, everything. So when my alarm went off, I wouldn't wake up in the dark and feel like I wanted to go back to sleep. Because I had a deadline to meet
Yeah, I love those
to get this show finished.
2 a.m. naps to get up at 3 to do some more.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing that right now too.
Did the earthquake wake you up, though?
Actually, I woke up right before it hit. Yeah,
Nice.
I
So
did that too. I I was was fully fully awake awake when that truck, or what felt like a truck,
Wow.
slammed into
You're like
us.
one of those pet animals.
We could
know,
use
that,
you.
Like anticipates the earthquake, huh?
I just remember being in denial and loading up my briefcase and going to work and standing in front of the building, and water was pouring off the second floor and the facade was laying in the street.
And dangling
I'm not going to work
precariously.
on that show today.
I remember going in and looking at where we used to sit, and there's big holes above you. You know, if I would have been there.
Oh yeah, the whole drop ceiling collapsed.
They actually went in and looked for scene folders before bodies.
Well, a bunch of us went inside. Ventured to this, stupidly went inside after this gigantic earthquake. Let's go inside to inspect the damage. And we walked inside, and suddenly an aftershock hits about, maybe about 3/4 of what the initial shock was. Maybe we should get outside of the building.
Yeah, it looked like a truck had hit the wall right next to my desk.
Mm-hmm.
So when they finally let us in, like little by little, and we had to like save all the artwork and
And
pick
get
up
all
any
get all our
bone.
personal stuff out. You know, they let us in groups.
We were lucky they didn't condemn the building.
The design room is where, of course, we've kept all the storyboards, character, prop, and background designs, and they let us back in to go, see how everything was. And I mean, the file cabinets were it was everywhere. I remember having to go back through, just about 100 episodes worth of files and shows. It was just complete disarray.
We just moved to a building just down the street, basically.
Yeah, the show
Right.
must go on. So
The old annex.
Yeah, they moved us to a different building, and then we're used to having our own cubes and our desks and stuff, and we were like just all in a line, like the old sweatshops you see in those Disney photos, where people sit like 2 feet apart from each other.
Just in the middle of the
Not
floor.
even. We're
Wherever.
shoulder to shoulder.
I think I was
I
sitting
know.
behind a door.
But some of the
Yeah, it
shows
was pretty cramped.
had to go home. Some shows directors set up at home and actually had their animators work in garages and stuff.
Right.
I know
Just
Lynch did that.
Yeah, Jeff Lynch.
Keep
That's
the
right.
keep
Right.
the show going.
And at the same time, the Critic was being done at Film Roman. That was done put in a different building.
Now, how many episodes were you working on at this time?
I would say the whole studio, we must have been working on at least 5 or 6 episodes. It was actually, it was hitting right in about that crunch part of the season where not only all these episodes in production, but there are episodes of production overseas coming back into that need retakes and corrections and so forth. So it hit at the busiest point of the season, I'd say.
I couldn't help but think it's like when Bart gets the snowstorm he prays for. We got an earthquake because there was no way we were going to ship on Monday, and I think it took another month.
It was
on
only a
schedule.
few days, literally. I think we were back up and running very quickly.
Well, truth be known, in a sense, the shows that were in production were the shows towards the end of the season, and many of them were holdovers. Like at least 2 or 3 were probably holdovers of the next season. So that helped us out in that regard.
But in that, I remember working that annex because if two people tried to scoot out from their desks at the same time, you'd smash into them, and tempers were flaring. And
Yeah, I remember I was taking some time off, and when I finally got back to the annex to start my episode, everyone was already there, and everyone seemed a little grumpy and on edge.
yep, except me.
What were we talking about?
Animation.
Really, the
This is
first
done with
100
computers.
episodes, really. I mean, this was that was kind of what we got hit with for our 100th episode, the first 100.
And a lot of us here have been with the show through a lot of those 100.
Yeah, I think all of us have.
What?